Mr. President.
Senator from Minnesota.
Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that the current amendment be set aside and that my amendment, number 4311, be called up.
Is there an objection? If no objection, so ordered.
Thank you.
Clerk will report the amendment.
Senator from Minnesota, Mr. Franken, for himself and others, proposes an amendment number 4311 to amendment number 4301. At the appropriate place, insert the following.
Well, I ask that we not have to read the rest of the amendment.
Without objection.
Okay. Mr. President, I rise today to speak about an issue I'm very concerned about, and I know that every member of this body is concerned about the number of families losing their homes to foreclosure. When I go back to Minnesota, and I know when you, Mr. President, go home to Delaware, we're bombarded by stories from folks in our states who have worked their entire lives to own a home, but who may lose it. They want to know why this is happening to them after they've worked so hard and why the government isn't doing more to help. The reality is that the government has done something. The President created a program called HAMP, which incentivizes mortgage servicers to modify home loans to keep families in their houses. But while that program is a good step forward, it has also been plagued by mistakes. People are losing their homes just because of human error. Let me repeat that. People are losing their homes simply due to errors. When I spoke about this previously on the Senate floor, I mentioned a homeowner named Barbara who lives in Minneapolis. She fell behind in mortgage payments because her husband lost her job and her son got cancer. But when she tried to use the President's mortgage modification program, her mortgage servicer claimed that she wasn't eligible for a mortgage modification, and he did so using incorrect information about her finances. When she pointed out the problem, they claimed there was nothing she could do because she had already been denied. Or take another woman from Minneapolis, let's call her Susan. She didn't want me to use her real name. After Susan fell behind in mortgage payments, she went through the HAMP program and paid all of her monthly payments on time. Her mortgage servicer, however, seems unwilling or unable to decide one way or another if she is eligible for a final modification, which would allow her to continue paying a lower amount on her mortgage and stay in her home. In the meantime, the company continues to schedule sheriff sales for the property, which in turn increases the amount that Susan owes in fees. In other words, because HAMP is not working the way it should, Susan may own more money than she would otherwise, and she may be even more at risk of losing her home. This is not the way the government is supposed to work. If we're going to have a government program, let's make sure it operates effectively. I think we can all agree on that. Let's have good governance here. People shouldn't be losing their homes just because we can't get all our ducks in a row. Today, Senator Snowe and I are offering an amendment to fix the HAMP appeals process so that homeowners have a place to turn when the system fails. This amendment would create an Office of the Homeowner Advocate within Treasury, modeled after the very successful Office of the Taxpayer Advocate at the IRS, which has worked wonderfully. Homeowners would be able to call this Treasury office and know that someone has their back, someone with the authority to actually fix the problem. Staff at the Office of the Homeowner Advocate would have two important powers. First, they could make sure that servicers actually follow the rules of the program or suffer the consequences. Secondly, they would be able to temporarily delay a servicer's ability to sell a person's home, giving the office time to resolve the problem before it's too late. The office would be temporary, lasting only as long as the HEMP program does. While it lasts, though, it would make sure that the government actually works the way it's supposed to work. If we're going to set up a program to help keep people in their homes, let's actually make sure that it keeps people in their homes. Significantly, this amendment does not authorize any additional appropriations. Let me just repeat that. This doesn't authorize, there's no additional appropriations. It would be funded by existing HEMP administrative funds. Our amendment is supported by a large number of national groups, including the Center for Responsible Lending, National Consumer Law Center, the Leadership Conference on Civil and Human Rights, the Consumers Union, Consumer Federation of America, the Service Employees International Union, and National Council of La Raza. And I am happy to say the amendment is supported by over a dozen groups in Minnesota. Now, Senator Snowe and I first proposed this amendment during the Wall Street reform debate. The amendment was supported by the Treasury Department and made the White House list of the 10 top amendments that would improve the bill, but it never received a vote. Now we're putting it to the Senate again. Let's have an actual vote on this issue, on whether to fix this foreclosure program that we have created. Homeowners in all our states deserve that much. Thank you, Mr. President, and I yield the floor. And suggest the absence of a quorum.
Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Akaka.